Welcome to another edition of Question and Answer with a Criminal Defense Attorney. I'm Mark Solomon, a defense attorney in Denver, Colorado, and today's question is about whether or not you have to show your ID to a police officer on a traffic stop. But before we get to that, don't forget to click like and subscribe with the little bell next to it to be notified of future buttons. If you're enjoying the videos, you want to see them more, I'll publish, you'll get notified. It's that easy. Okay. We had a question from a viewer, Eddie Price. Can you obstruct an officer by not giving him your ID on a traffic stop? Thank you, Eddie Price, for asking the question. I think it's a good one. You get a lot of people who want to know if they are legally obligated to identify themselves. And the short answer is you can usually not hurt yourself by identifying yourself, because if a police officer has a justifiable reason to stop you, then they have a right to get your ID. And that's under Colorado law, and I believe it's under federal law. When I was in Kentucky, it was also the law there that a police officer, if he had reasonable suspicion to stop you, he could demand an ID. And if you didn't give it to him, he could detain you further for identification purposes. Here in Colorado, it's a little different when it comes to traffic stops, though. There's a law. Here it is. It's basically failure to obey a lawful order of a police officer invested with the authority to regulate traffic. So in other words, you get stopped for failure to signal, which is a finable offense. You refuse to give your ID. That is failure to abide with a lawful order, because he had the lawful reason to get your identification so that he could write you a summons. Instead of that, here, I show you, this is a Class 2 misdemeanor traffic offense, which means it's jailable in Colorado, which means for failure to show your ID, you could actually be arrested for something that's otherwise a finable offense. It's a good question, Ed Price. There's the answer for you. If you would like your own question answered in a future video, you can always post it in the comments below, tag me on Twitter, or email me. And as always, you have a right to remain silent. If a police officer asks you any questions about who you are, what you know, what you have, where you've been, you have a right to say, I don't want to talk to you. And if they persist, I want a lawyer. Thank you for watching. Keep those questions coming.